Good early afternoon, everyone. Welcome to West Central High School here in Biggsville, Illinois, as it's the Lincoln Trail Conference Girls Basketball Championship Day. This is the 7th place game, getting ready to tip off. Knoxville and United doing battle here this afternoon. The first of 4 games in the high school gym. There is a game going on currently as well in the elementary gym. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon. Sorry we're a little late. Sorry we haven't got the stream keys or the stream links shared yet. As driving to the hoop and a shot off, no good. That was by United's number 3, Katie Flynn, and back the other way on the hand of number 34 for Knoxville, Natalie Harshberger. But what I was saying is I pulled up, came on the gym early. I was here early, believe it or not. A 3 on the way off, no good. And it's going to go off of United, I believe, out of bounds. It'll stay with Knoxville after the missed 3 on the far side. I was here early, had plans of doing everything, getting everything shared. Once we were here and everything was working, walked up on the stage here, and a water line, a heat boiler line had broken on the stage here at West Central. So they are behind me as I speak, working on that. I've tried to help them as best I could. I don't know a whole lot about it, but helping dump water and clean up some water. So we were a little late getting things organized. We'll share the rest of the streams in between these 2 games, the one that's at elementary school and the one that's going on right now here between United and Knoxville. That was a shot by Knoxville's number 33, Lainey Tuthill. She missed it. Still 0-0 early in this one. First quarter action, 6:43 to go here in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us live from West Central Illinois. And if you hop on, if you'd be so kind, please share the link. Let all the family and friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you can do, know what the link here. Here's a shot up off, no good for United's number 2, Alexa Anderson. I believe the foul is going to be on number 34. It is. That's Natalie Harshberger, her first, team's first of the first quarter. So our first foul of the game goes to the Blue Bullets. 6:28 left here in the first quarter. First free throw is also the game shot. First one off, no good for Alexa Anderson of United. Second one coming. It is good. First score of the game comes from the free throw line. And the Red Storm are up 1-0. Once again, just underway here. First of 4 games at the high school here in West Central as they host the Lincoln Trail Conference Girls Basketball Tournament, and it has been a lot of work getting this thing in. You got to give West Central and all the Lincoln Trail schools a lot of credit for even getting something going here. They lost the first 3 or 4 days of the tournament last week, lost half of a night of the tournament this week. 3, top of the key, rattles around and falls through. The bucket's good for Ava Anderson for United, and they lead 4-0. Sports corner 3 for Ava Anderson, and back the other way. A shot up off, no good. Rebound, and that was Tuthill with the shot, and it's pretty hard to see down that other end. The gym doors are open at the end, and there's glass wall with light shining through the far side, and it's hard to tell who is who when they're shooting from outside the three-point line on each side of the court, so you have to bear with me a little bit as we work through that. Once again, if you'd be so kind, share the link, like it, subscribe to our channel as well, but we were not able to share this link before. I should have done it last night, and I didn't get to it, and I apologize for that. Well, I guess I'm talking and nothing is working, so let's try this again here. As we are having some internet issues, it would appear. Not sure what's going on. We'll try and keep you updated. It's 4-2. As Knoxville gets their first 2 points of the game. Three-pointer, good for United. The problem there for United players hitting the deck pretty hard. Jump ball is called. Coming up, Katie Flynn grabbing the back of her head. Hopefully she'll be okay, as we appear to still be locked up here. The video is locked up, but the audio is not, is what I'm seeing. So let me see if we can do some changes here. Run some lines. We're going to be away for a second. We'll see if we can fix that. We'll be right back. Keep listening, and we'll try to keep you updated as best we can here. Looks like the scoreboard is working as well, but not the camera. So let's try something. We'll just unhook it. Go back and make sure the scoreboard updated here. And there we go. I think we're good to go now. Not sure it looks like it's in focus, though. It is not in focus. There, it focused up. We'll see if it works here. Maybe I may have to change cameras for you today here after this at halftime. We'll see how it works. But I think we're working now, folks. It does appear to be working online as well. And into the basket, a foul on Knoxville. A couple free throws coming. Foul's going to be on number 22 for Knoxville. That's Emerson Rask. Her first. Team's third. First free throw is up and good by Rosie Flynn for United. 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Sorry about that, folks. Everything looks like it's working fine now. Hop into live chat. Tell me if you see anything like that happen again. Second free throw good as well, so we'll update the score there. It's 9-4. United with the lead over Knoxville. Want to thank Kim for sending me a message, letting me know it was frozen up. I should have been paying more attention. That camera is jumping out of focus very badly. I'm not sure what it's focusing on there, folks. We'll change it at halftime. Shot goes out, an air ball saved in, but goes off the back of the backboard. And it is a turnover. 2:45 to go. So bear with us on the camera. We may just lock the camera in the middle of the floor and let me keep talking, and I'll have somebody get the other camera handy. So it's 9-4 still. Oh, nice pass down low. Shot up off hard, no good. Off the hand of Alexa Anderson, and a foul going to be called on United's number 3, Katie Flynn. Another foul. This time the foul is going to be on Emmerich Houston for the Red Storm. At the free throw line, shooting a couple free throws, going to be Madison Hilgenberg. First one's good. Second one's off, no good. A rebound picked up off the floor by Alexa Anderson, and back the other way it goes for United. Coming near me to your left. Anderson 3 off, no good. Rebound by Cameron Anderson. That's not a good pass, but fighting for it and keeping it on the Red Storm side of things was Elena Penn. 15 as she battled around and got the ball. Flynn goes back to Penn, and Penn's pass is knocked away, and a double dribble is called, and a big collision between Katie Flynn and Elena Penn, and Flynn is still holding her neck where she got hit by Penn, excuse me. And Flynn is fallen, got knocked down hard on a foul, hit her back of her head on the floor, and now she's gotten hit in the throat by her own teammate. She's had a rough first quarter. 1:35 to go here in the 7th place game. 3 on the way by Flynn. Rattles around, a bank shot. Banks open on a Saturday afternoon for Katie Flynn, a Sports Corner 3, and it is 12-5. Shot off, no good. We do about 750 broadcasts a year, and that's the first time in 3 years. There's a 3 on the way, off, no good. That was off the hand of Addie Orr, and rebound comes back to the Red Storm. That's the first time I've had a camera lock up like that and just be able to go to it and get it to start again, so I don't know what happened there. There's a 3, good, a Sports Corner 3 for Cameron Anderson, and the Red Storm opening up a comfortable lead of 10 points as we go to 8 seconds left in the quarter, and trying to answer with a 3 of her own at the other end for Knoxville was number 11, Riley Jansen, but she can't get it to fall. It goes out of bounds off of United. 1.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and it'll be Knoxville basketball trying to cut into this 10-point lead that the Red Storm have used 3 3-pointers to get to, and the shot's off, no good. That's where we'll end quarter number 1. 15-5 is the score. Red Storm lead the Blue Bullets. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a couple minutes.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to West Central High School, and we're going to have a static camera right there in the middle of the floor for a few minutes as we're going to send Bree out to get the other camera for us. As we have some camera issues of some sort. No. As you can see it going out of focus right there, and it's not moving. So I'm not sure what the problem is with that camera. We've had one camera that's had a problem, and didn't think that one was it, but apparently it is. So I've set that off the side, do some work on it. So just bear with us. I'll tell you what's going on here as we work through. Bree should be able to change that camera rather quickly, and we'll be right back to action in just a couple minutes. There's Cameron Anderson. Top of the key, it goes to Flynn of the Rosie variety. And now a foul. Nope. Dead ball. Rosie Flynn's going to inbound for United. All the way in the backcourt to Katie Flynn. Katie Flynn will bring it up back to Rosie Flynn. Then it comes to Alexa Anderson, right wing, or left wing, excuse me. My right, their left. Right wing, it goes to Cameron Anderson. Now she steps back once. Oh, what a pass! And Rosie Flynn is going to get the bucket. No, Ava Anderson, excuse me, is going to get the bucket. It was number 10, not number 11. So Ava Anderson gets the bucket on a great pass from Cameron Anderson on a pick and roll that really never used the pick, but she rolled anyway, and they double teamed the ball, and she had a great look at the basket. 17-5, and down low with the basketball. Stolen away by Ava Anderson, and back the other way it comes for the Red Storm. It's 17-5. Second quarter, not third. I apologize. That shot's off, no good. Tuthill with a rebound for Knoxville. She'll push it up the left side. Through the screen she comes. She'll push it. Oh, nice cut to the basket and she can't finish. A great look and a great cut to the basket for Lexi Harshbarger, but she couldn't finish. It's going to be a top of the key three, off, no good. That was off the hand of Addie Orr, and then a rebound underneath. Knocked away, and it's going to go off of the Red Storm. It'll be inbounding the basketball underneath their own basket. That is number 11, Riley Jansen. Jansen still trying to get it in, and a 5-second violation is called, so it'll go back the other way to the Red Storm. A couple subs coming in. Looks like number 5 for United, and trying to see before I get to it here. See the other sub coming in for Knoxville, but coming in for the Red Storm was Emmerich Houston. Cameron Anderson tried to get another ball down to Ava Anderson, but it's kicked away by Tuthill out of bounds, or excuse me, Natalie Harshbarger out of bounds. Tuthill's 33, Harshbarger's 34, so had those two backwards for a second there. We'll get that. Harshbarger kicked it away, so inbounding it comes through the legs of Ava Anderson, and Tuthill comes up with it. Now it goes down the far side to Riley Jansen with it. Driving shot won't fall for Lexi Harshbarger, but a foul's going to be called on the Red Storm. I believe it might have been on number 11. It is. Rosie Flynn picks up her second foul, team's first of the second quarter. And at the free throw line, shooting a couple free throws for Knoxville, number 15, Lexi Harshbarger. The junior for the Blue Bullets hits the first. Sub coming in, back into the game, number 15, Elena Penn. Second one is good as well. Bounced around, but it fell through. It's back to a 10-point game, 17-7. Red Storm have it stolen away. Oh, no, it goes into, can't see who that was down there. That was Penn who had it, gave it back to Katie Flynn. Now Cameron Anderson for three. Her left wing off, no good. Ava Anderson had it in her hands, but Harshbarger of the Natalie variety comes up with it. She pushes it down the far side. Now driving to the basket, a little floater up and in for Addie Orr. And it's down to an 8-point game for Knoxville. Once again, the camera is still because we're trying to switch cameras. We'll get that done as quickly as possible. Ava Anderson, baseline jumper from about 8 feet. Left side, she's fouled. She'll have a couple free throws. Foul's going to be on Knoxville's number 22, Madison Hilgenberg. The junior picks up her second foul. And Ava Anderson, the junior, is going to have a couple free throws, and she hits the first. 18-9 is the score. Second free throw coming for Ava Anderson. The junior hits them both. Walking it up the floor now for the Blue Bullets, going to be number 15, Lexi Harshbarger. Tuthill with it. Can't see who that is. That is Harshbarger of the Natalie variety with the three there. Missed, rebounded. Back the other way comes Cameron Anderson down the right sideline. She sets up the offense now, gives it to Katie Flynn, to Ava Anderson. Now looking to drive with it was Emmerich Houston. Penn now does the pick and roll, and a overpass from Anderson's picked up on the backside by Lexi Harshbarger, and she'll be on the dribble. Picks it up right wing. On another little pick and roll. Tuthill can't finish, though. It's on the floor, and, man, there's some big slapping going down. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession will be with Knoxville underneath their own basket. Checking in for the Red Storm returning to the game is going to be Alexa Anderson. number 2. 4:34 remaining in the first half. So again, the camera will go off here in a second, folks. There's no worries about that. And the shot was missed, but back in the it was Natalie Harshbarger who got the rebound and then stepped on the baseline, turns it over. 4:30 remaining in the first half. 19-9 the score. Red Storm with the lead. Cameron Anderson brings it up the right side. Top of the key, it goes to Ava Anderson. Now on the drive is going to be Emmerich Houston. Houston gives it back to Penn. Now to Alexa Anderson. Up top, Ava Anderson. Cameron Anderson cut without the basket, or without the basketball, couldn't quite hold on to it. Now Alexa Anderson, a long, way too long jumper, got nothing, and off the far side, it was rebounded by Lexi Harshbarger, and then a foul is going to be called on, I believe it's going to be on number 5, Emmerich Houston. If so, that's her third. It is on her. It is her third, and she'll set down. Coming back into the game is going to be Katie Flynn for the Red Storm. So, where are they going to inbound the ball? Underneath their own basket. Finally going to get it back in. Harshbarger drives on the inbound and gets the bucket to fall. It was Lexi Harshbarger with the basket. Now a 3, left wing, nothing but the bottom of the net for Alexa Anderson. A sports corner 3 for the Red Storm. 22-11 is the score. Craig Anderson, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Once again, if you would be so kind, as I think the camera is back up and running, I want to thank everybody who helped that happen. So hopefully we should be good to go here the rest of the way. There's a 3 off, no good. A rebound by Knoxville. How did that not go in? In and out. It comes down, and a foul's going to be called maybe on Katie Flynn. We'll wait and see. No, it's going to be on 21, Cameron Anderson, her first, team second. Timeout charged to the Red Storm. That's their first timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to live with the dizziness day to day, especially concussions as well, that we can treat those things here. Same with pain. You don't have to live with the pain that you're experiencing. We have the ability to help you.
Welcome back to West Central High School in Biggsville, Illinois. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, coverage of the Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament. Girls version. And it's been an odd version at that. They've had all of last week's games were snowed out or colded out. Oh, a nice block as Harshbarger went up. It was Ava Anderson with the block, and back the other way it comes for the Red Storm. Alexa Anderson with it now. She's going to drive. She's got to cut to the basket. Ava Anderson, top of the key, 3 off, no good. Tipped out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with the Red Storm, and it will. No, they're not. They're going to say it's off of the Red Storm. It'll go to Knoxville. 22-11, 2:49 remaining here in the first half. Pretty quick moving first half here. Could very well slow down if it stays relatively close. Driving to the basket is Riley Jansen. She kicks it out to Tuthill. Tuthill gives it to Harshbarger, skips to the cross. 3 on the way. Off, no good, hit short, and then bounced over the rim. On the shot, that was Lexi Harshbarger. Tuthill with it now, top right side of the key. Ball tipped by Yeah, tipping that away and out of bounds was Rosie Flynn, number 11. Subs coming in. Jansen takes a seat. Let's see the one number who came in. But right off the bench and getting a quick bucket for Knoxville's Madison Hilgenberg. Cuts it to a 9-point game. Also coming into the game at that point was number 5, Addie Orr, coming back in. Also in is number 40, Carson Cowman. 3 on the way off, no good for Katie Flynn. Rebounded by Natalie Harshbarger, and back the other way. She pushes it in a hurry. She's going to go all the way to the rack. Nobody stops the ball, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Natalie Harshbarger will get 2 free throws. The foul is going to be on Katie Flynn. Her second, team's third. Make that 4th. First free throw is good for Natalie Harshbarger. Cuts it to an 8-point game, 22-14. 1:34 left in the first half. Knoxville trying to make a late charge to get back into this ball game. They've been down by as many as 12. Most recently down by 11 after having cut it to 9. Now it's back down to 7, 22-15. Cameron Anderson with it. Penn's going to drive. She travels. Elena Penn took her steps and wanted to pass, but a defender stepped in the way. She couldn't get rid of it, and a turnover. 22-15 is the score. 1:15 remaining. Harshbarger of the Lexi variety gives it off to Natalie Harshbarger. Down low, she found Madison Hilgenberg, and she's fouled. I believe it's on number 15, Elena Penn. Her first, team's 5th, so 2 free throws the rest of the way for the Red Storm. 2 here for Hilgenberg, and she misses the first. 22-15 is the score. Second one is good. Down to a 6-point game, 22-16. 1:04 remaining in the first half. Alexa Anderson. Now it goes over to Cameron Anderson. And an illegal screen is going to be called on Elena Penn. She's going to pick up her second foul, but it's a player control foul, so there is not any shots on that particular shot. And to the basket and a bucket again. And that Cameron Anderson, again, is going to pick this one up. So it'll be her second. An old-fashioned three-point play attempt here coming for Knoxville. Second on Anderson. And 1 free throw coming from Madison Hilgenberg. Maddie is a save from the bench. Free throws up and good. And it just like that, it's a 3-point game. It's an 8-0 run for Knoxville in the last about 40 seconds of play. And with 45 seconds left in the first half, Anderson of the Ava variety tried a 3. It rattled in and out, no good. Foul's going to be called. Second team foul on Knoxville. Cameron Anderson's going to inbound. See who they put that up there on. He's been on number 15, Lexi Harshbarger. 35 seconds left. Penn gives it over to Katie Flynn. Back up top, Ava Anderson. Cameron Anderson, 3, no good. Rebound, Ava Anderson puts it up and count it. Breaks the scoring 8-0 run by Knoxville. Gives her team, the Red Storm, a 5-point lead, 24-19. Want to welcome Rick Anderson, watching from Fort Myers, Florida. Rick and Debbie Anderson, thanks for joining us. 3 on the way by Harshbarger, up high off the glass, no good. Rebound by Penn. It comes back the other way. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Flynn, 10-foot line jumper, just off to the left, no good. And that's how the first half's going to end. 24-19, the score at the half. The Red Storm lead the Blue Bullets here in the 7th place game of the Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament at West Central High School. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for joining us. we'll play a halftime interview with a word from our title sponsor, McDonough District Hospital.
Welcome back to halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Patrick Osterman, the Director of Business. What? Tell me again. I know you as the media guy. That's what I know you as. And every time I talk to you, it's like I can't ever remember.
Well, for the majority of my MDH career, I have been the Director of Public Relations and Marketing. But as of February of 2023, that's when I added on the title of Vice President of Business Strategy.
Well, see, there you go. See, I that's what you get me all discombobulated. You know, the email address doesn't change. That's my problem. It
does not. No.
If you changed the email address, I would have had that. I would have remembered that. But every time, you get something stuck in your head. It's kind of like when I'm announcing a basketball game or something, and I say somebody's name wrong, and then they say this is how you're supposed to say it. I always just mess it up. It's just hard to change back. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Well, we're here to talk about MDH, not about all my shortcomings as an announcer or an interviewer, but a lot of big things happening for MDH here in the last year or so, hasn't there?
There has been a lot of really positive things going on. If you come out to our campus, you're going to see the construction for the community pharmacy going on. That is certainly one of our big projects. We've also had a lot of community outreach events, too, over the past 6 months, I would say, really from like summer, fall 2023. Just a lot of positive things going on.
Well, one of the things we talked a little bit about last year but didn't really get to touch on a lot was you've expanded. You've got a physical therapy, I believe, in Monmouth. Is that correct?
Correct. We got the MDH Monmouth Clinic, physical therapy up there, a convenience clinic. Everything's been going really well up there. Very supportive community. Really been just incredible how many people have been welcoming us into the community. We've got some staff members up there who are part of the Monmouth community, live there in Monmouth. So really the familiar face when you walk into the clinic.
Obviously, we were talking about sports, and we've talked about physical therapy and rehabilitation. That's a large – I don't know if it's a large part of what you guys do, but it's a very active way for you to be involved in the sports in the area, especially high school sports, and you've got a very solid physical therapy and rehabilitation department.
Our sports medicine and rehabilitation department, we've got our clinic up in the hospital on the third floor. We have our clinic in North Lafayette. We've got one over in our Bushnell family practice, and as we just talked about, up in the Monmouth clinic as well. As you know, Dwayne, sports is big in this area, and it's great. I've got children who played sports for Macomb or are playing sports for Macomb. We know how important that is. Make sure you have the athletic trainers, that you have the proper medical care there on the sidelines for the student athletes. So anytime that we can be a sponsor of that to help and just help not only promote the MDH brand, but more importantly, take care of the patients, take care of the student athletes. That's what's most important.
I think one of the biggest things parents, fans can see in person is Lindsay, Kessler, all those trainers that are at these games, and they it's I don't want to say it's funny, but it's really cool to see how they become ingrained in those teams that they are part of as trainers.
I used to work in college athletics before making the switch over to MDH, and in my near 25 years of working in sports information, we would be involved with the teams quite a bit. But as also one of the support staff members, we also work closely with the athletic trainers. There's a lot of different personnel involved, more than just the coach and the student athlete, that help make that successful. When you have a strong support staff like athletic trainers, for instance, it's just going to make your program stronger. You want your kids healthy. You want them to be out there as much as possible. If they are injured, okay, what can we do to best care for them to make sure that they get on the court quickly and as healthy as possible?
I think MDH and the schools, though, are lucky to have the quality of trainers that you've got that not only do a good job, but truly, I mean, you can watch by the Facebook posts and how much they care about the teams, even if they don't treat somebody on a team, they become part of that team.
They do, and I think the more they deal with it, they're there on a daily basis. They want to see those student athletes succeed, and they certainly do have a personal investment in the teams and seeing the kids, the student athletes, the coaches succeed, and the school succeed.
Okay, so we've talked about how important trainers are and everything to MDH, but you mentioned a few minutes ago, I think it's been a few minutes ago, seconds ago maybe, but You talked about how you spent years in sports information.
I did.
How does a sports information guy end up as a public relations guy and then a VP at a hospital?
Well, when I got started, I had an interest in doing a lot of writing when I was in college, and my academic advisor knew me, he knew my family, and he knew we were big sports fans. And he said, Pat, you realize there's a profession out there called sports information? And he explained it to me, and I said, so essentially I kind of get paid to watch sports. And he goes, well, yeah, kind of. So that really started my interest. And then when I was at Northern Iowa, that's where I got my undergrad degree. I actually graduated with public relations degree. I worked at the student office at Northern Iowa, and then that led me to go to grad school out at Gonzaga University. I got my athletic administration master's degree. And my first job was actually at Eastern Illinois, and I was the PR person for Eastern Illinois University Athletics. I was the assistant director. Worked 7 great years. That's where I met my wife, Susan. Our 2 older boys were born there. Led to my first full-time director job at Georgia Southern University. And then from there I came up to Macomb. I was at Western Illinois for 8 years as the sports information director. But as I joked when I started at MDH, instead of writing about touchdowns and field goals and home runs, now I get to write about doctors, the staff, and just taking care of patients and the positive patient stories. So it's really, instead of athletics where I'm telling a story about student athletes, now I get to tell the story about our staff and great interactions with our patients. And then, you were talking about being named vice president. I do a lot with the Macomb Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of directors. One of the perks of working at Western and living in Macomb, it's a smaller community. You get to know a lot of people, and we're able to build some great relationships, and it's been just a blessing to be able to carry those relationships from Western over to MDH and now expand on those as my new role as Vice President of Business Strategy.
Well, you've had a couple kids go through Macomb, and they've had some success post Macomb as well, playing some sports, I think, right?
Correct.
So how important is it to be involved? And, TSSR isn't a huge deal by any stretch of the imagination. I guess when you're talking about communications, it's kind of the same thing as MDH, right? We're the small market provider of sorts. Why is it important for you to be involved and to make sure MDH is involved in what we're doing?
Well, as we said earlier, this is a big sports area. There's a very passionate fan base, and if they can't be in the games, they want to be able to try and watch the game somehow. So I remember when you first started, we had our initial conversations. I really was very impressed with the vision that you had to carry this on and where you wanted to go. And I thought this is a great opportunity for us as the marketing director to help promote our MDH brand, but also help promote high school athletics and help promote TSSR Game Time Live. And it's been a great relationship. We anytime I tune in, you guys do a great job broadcasting the events home and road. I know it's a lot of work for you guys to put this on, and I think the fans are very appreciative. And it's just a great opportunity for visibility. We're able to tell a story about our staff members and the great things that we're doing here at the hospital, all while watching some great high-quality sports productions.
Well, we appreciate that. Thanks for taking a few times, a few laughs, and a little mess up from me occasionally. But if you watch very many of our broadcasts, you should be used to that. Whenever you hear me talk, I tend to mess up.
No, you do a great job, and it's a great pleasure being a part of this partnership.
We'll be back with the second half right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Welcome back to West Central High School. I was just looking at an ad for Western Illinois University, who's playing some big basketball games this afternoon. The women should be playing right now against Tennessee State, and then the men, who have won 9 straight, they're 5-0 in conference play of the Ohio Valley Conference, are playing scheduled for 3:30, so that should be a good one as well. But you're here watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I want to thank you for joining us as we have the second half headed your way right now. As it is 24-19, jumper on the way off, no good for the Red Storm. Now bringing it back the other way in a hurry. Natalie Harshberger has lost the face guard she was wearing in the first half. Natalie Harshberger
Jump ball, possession to the Blue Bullets. Shot forced up, off, no good. Rebound tipped around. Ava Anderson comes down with it for the Red Storm, and Katie Flynn going to push it back the other way. 7:26 to go here in the third quarter. Once again, if you'd be so kind, share the link, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch all kinds of basketball of the high school variety. Double dribble on Ava Anderson. She kind of got snookered into that one. She's tried to hand it off to Cameron Anderson, got bumped around a little bit, and then tried to spin and take off, and then realized it was realized too late that she couldn't do it. But again, Natalie Harshbarger, who had a nose protector on in the first half, has taken it off. And there's a shot up and off, no good for Madison Hilgenberg. .650 remaining here. And the first foul of the second half going to come to Knoxville. Foul's going to be on Addie Orr, her second. At the free throw line, shooting a couple free throws, is going to be Alexa Anderson. First one is good. Rick Anderson said, "Good luck, Red Storm, especially Ava, Alexa, and Cameron." I'm pretty impressed, Rick. I don't know what their ages actually are, but I'm pretty impressed you put them in alphabetical or almost alphabetical order, I guess. You got Ava and Alexa messed up, but maybe you put them in age order. I don't know. I was going to say you put them in alphabetical order, but at least you put the A's before the C's, if that matters anything. You don't want to have to say which one's your favorite, I'm sure. I mean, I was always my grandparents' favorite, so I was the oldest, so they put me first. That's the reason why. The oldest is always the favorite, right? Shot off, no good by Orr. Rebounded by Cameron Anderson. Back the other way it goes. Alexa Anderson gives it to Ava Anderson. Katie Flynn with it now. 5:55 remaining in the third quarter. Alexa Anderson tried to get it down to Ava, and it's stolen away by Hilgenberg. And Hilgenberg goes across to Harshberger of the Natalie variety. She can't get it to fall. Katie Flynn now pushes it up the left side. Natalie Harshberger followed her all the way down the floor trying to get a steal. There's a shot in and out, no good for Cameron Anderson. And I think she thought Katie Flynn didn't know she was there, but obviously at the last second Katie did. She was outrunning her, and then when she wanted to stop, she protected the ball. So obviously she knew she was coming up behind her. There's a three on the way, well off the mark, long. Alexa Anderson's there to take it away for the Red Storm, and Katie Flynn pushes it up in a hurry. She goes right side back to Cameron Anderson as we approach the 5-minute mark of quarter number 3. Three on the way, short. Natalie Harshberger lets it go out of bounds. It'll go back to Knoxville. And checking into the game for Knoxville is going to be number 11, Riley Jansen. Corner three by Orr. Air ball. It's going to go off of Alexa Anderson out of bounds. It'll stay with Knoxville. Hilgenberg to inbound. Oh, nice inbound and then a nice cut without the basket. Great play, but Hilgenberg couldn't finish. And it remains a 26-19 game. 4:25, three on the way, off no good. Rebound bounced around, and Ava Anderson's going to come up with it. Nobody picks her up. She pulls up from about 5 feet. A little late defensive help by Orr is going to alter her shot. She misses, but it's going to go off of Knoxville out of bounds with 4:14 left in the third quarter. Into Katie Flynn. It goes off of Flynn's foot out of bounds, and that was an inbounds play from Cameron Anderson to Flynn. who was supposed to cut to the basket, and they forced it in there. There was 3 blue jerseys around there, and it goes off of Flynn somehow out of bounds. Ball's tipped. It comes to Orr. She'll try a 3 from the left side this time. It's off, no good. Rebound picked up off the floor by Lexi Harshbarger, and then she's going to be fouled by Ava Anderson, I believe. It is on Ava Anderson, number 10, her first, team's first of the second half, of the third quarter, actually. A couple free throws coming for Lexi Harshbarger, the junior. And she hits the first. That's the first points of the half for the Blue Bullets. They trail by 6, make it 5 as she hits them both. Both teams have made just 2 free throws here in this half. That's all that we've had made. So it's been a struggle offensively here in the second half as compared to what it was early in half number 1. And battling for it on the handoff is Lexi Harshbarger and Hilgenberger onto that handoff, but Katie Flynn says that's okay. Left wing sports corner 3 for Katie Flynn, and she just wanted to point out that you can say it's a little slow on the offense, but she can hit one. Oh, big slap by Alexa Anderson. No foul called, and back the other way it goes. Cameron Anderson got trapped on the sideline, had to get rid of it, stolen away by Hilgenberg. Hilgenberg pushes it back the other way, and could have been a charge there if Flynn had not have turned. Flynn turned out of the way to avoid taking the block or the charge, and it's going to stay with Knoxville. Checking into the game for the Red Storm is Emmerich Houston, the junior. Inbounding is Jansen. She gets it into Harshbarger. Harshbarger drives. 3 on the way. Addie Orr off, no good. Picked up and given to Cameron Anderson. She'll take it back the other way with 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. 29-21. It's been as much as a 12-point lead for the Red Storm. It was cut to 3 shortly before halftime, and then they opened it back up to 5. But it's never gotten any closer than that here in the second half. Bouncing around, Houston gets it as the intensity picks up a little bit as Ava Anderson's going to try a 3. It rattles around, dies on the rim, and falls in. 2 straight three-pointers on successive trips down the floor, and it's back to an 11-point lead, 32-21. Now, Natalie Harshbarger loses the ball, jump ball tied up with Harshbarger and Houston, and it's going to be United Red Storm basketball. Tuthill checking back in. Addie Orr takes a seat for Knoxville. 2:10 remaining in the third quarter. A chance to make their largest lead of the game if they can make a bucket this time for the United Red Storm. Cameron Anderson brought it up the floor. They led by 12 at one point in the first half. They've got a couple triples the last 2 times down the floor, which if, well, that might have been a double dribble by Houston. Trying the handoff again was Rosie Flynn. Finally got it to Cameron Anderson, and they have come up and taken away the handoff. Now a 3 on the way, right wing, in and out, no good. I don't know how that didn't go in. It found its way out, and Natalie Harshbarger, no, that's Lexi Harshbarger comes down with it. Back to Harshbarger, pump fake, just inside the three-point line. Banked it hard off the glass. Might have partially been because she was hit pretty good by Ava Anderson on the shot. No foul called, and it's 32-23. Again, if you'd be so kind, share the link. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We cover a lot of United and Knoxville games. There's a 3 on the way, off no good. Rebound to the Red Storm. And another jump ball is going to be called. Possession will go to Knoxville this time with 1:01 to go in the third quarter. Sub coming in for the Red Storm going to be number 15, Elena Penn. She'll replace Ava Anderson. So junior for junior there in the swap. 57 seconds remaining. Knoxville has the basketball, trailing by 9. Natalie Harshbarger goes over to Tuthill. Tuthill looking down to Hilgenberg, can't get it there. She's going to try and drive. Ball tapped away, knocked away on the floor, rolling around. Down the floor they go again. Coming up with it finally is number 11, Rosie Flynn. She pushes it all the way down the floor. Gets into the lane, dumps it left side. Up top it comes to Houston. Houston now right side. It goes to Cameron Anderson as they set the offense up with 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 3 on the way. Anderson, way long. It goes off the foot of Alexa Anderson, out of bounds. And with 16.8 seconds remaining, Knoxville has a chance to cut into the lead one more time. Sub coming in is Katie Flynn, replacing number 5, Emmerich Houston. Lexi Harshbarger gives it to Hilgenberg. 10 seconds left. Back to Tuthill. Over to Harshbarger, right wing. Looking for something. 5 seconds left. Shot by Jansen off, no good. Alexa Anderson with the rebound. And that's how the third quarter is going to end. The Red Storm outscore the Blue Bullets by 4 at the end of quarter number 3. It's 32-23. The Red Storm lead the Blue Bullets. We'll be back in the second half here, or second half of the second half, as we have the fourth quarter coming your way here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back to West Central High School. Fourth quarter coming your way here in the 7th place game of the Lincoln Trail Conference Girls Basketball Tournament 2023-24. And it's the Red Storm with the lead. Rosie Flynn drives. Her shot's partially blocked. She gets her own rebound. Throws it away, though. Coming back the other way in a hurry with the basketball. Putting up the shot off, no good, was Knoxville. And that was number 23, Emerson Rask, who hasn't played since picking up some fouls early in the first half. And then she's going to pick up another one right there. Emerson Rask gets the foul. That's her first, so it wasn't her that got the fouls earlier. Full court pressure now coming from the Blue Bullets, and that's the first Blue Bullets foul. It's going to finally get it in, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Hilgenberg. It'll stay with the Red Storm. Timeout's going to be called by the Red Storm. It'll be their second timeout. It's going to be a full timeout with 7:34 remaining in the fourth quarter. 32-23, but the full court pressure causing some problems as Knoxville came out of the break between quarters with the full court pressure. And United really unable to get it in. They threw it in. Hilgenberg, luckily for United, threw it out, knocked it out of bounds. And they'll get the ball back, but a timeout called by head coach Chris Olson. They'll have 3 timeouts remaining with 7:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. 32-23 is the score. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in as we work through Championship Day. The final game of the night scheduled to start at 5:30. And it will be West Central and Anawan. If you weren't watching on Wednesday night, Anawan beat Princeville and West Central beat Weathersfield. And during that game, Shelby Bowman had 48 points to lead all scorers. Now they've beat it much more easily that time. Pin up to Katie Flynn, looked at the three, didn't take it. The defensive intensity was much higher in the third quarter for Knoxville, and it's much higher now. They're playing a zone, but it's like a matchup zone. They're trying to trap at the top. Not sure if it's a 1-3-1 or if it's a 3-2. They're moving a lot in it, though. And the wings, if it's a 1-3-1, the wings are coming out way out top. There's Penn as Cameron Anderson has it now with 6:53. A long three on the way by Rosie Flynn, off no good. Anderson gets the rebound, puts it back up, but she's blocked in a big way by Madison Hilgenberg, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Red Storm. 6:47 remaining. 32-23 still the score. Neither team has scored here in quarter number 4. Comes up top. Penn with it. Elena Penn. Now Katie Flynn. Wanted to pick and roll. It wasn't there. Rosie Flynn gives it over to Cameron Anderson. Anderson comes back up top to Penn. 6:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's a 9-point game. Knoxville has 1 foul here in the quarter. United has 0 as we approach 6:20 left. And Red Storm content with just running clock off here. They're down to 6:08 remaining. And not a good pass by Penn, looking for Rosie Flynn as she tried to throw it over the top of a couple players. And Katie Flynn goes over and around, but the official says through Emerson Rask, and Flynn's going to pick up the foul. It'll be her third, team's first of the fourth quarter. 1 foul apiece now here in quarter number 4. Again, at 5 and beyond, 2 free throws in each quarter. Oh, and Lexi Harshbarger fakes the handoff. Everybody leaves her, and she gets the easy bucket as she drove right to the hoop after everybody left her on the fake handoff. Alexa Anderson gives it to Rosie Flynn, now to Katie Flynn. And, boy, that's a pretty touch foul compared to what they've let go, but Emerson Rask is going to pick up the foul, her second. 5:41 left here in the fourth quarter. Timeout on the floor is going to be charged to Knoxville. It'll be their first timeout. They'll have 4 remaining. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And, sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
Welcome back to West Central High School. Abington. I drew a blank. A-Town is up next. In the 5th place game. I'm going to call a foul. Number 15, Lexi Harshbarger, is going to pick up her second, team's third. Rosie Flynn going to throw it away. Picked up by Lexi Harshbarger. 5:28 remaining. Red Storm have not scored in the fourth quarter. Addie Orr does with a sports corner 3, and it's down to a 4-point game, 32-28. Alexa Anderson with it. She's going to try to set things up, and another foul is going to be called. Going to be on Hilgenberg, number 22, Madison Hilgenberg. It's her third, team's fourth. Now Rosie Flynn picks it up on the backside of half court. She finally gets it across to Katie Flynn, back to Rosie Flynn. Now it's going to go high to Cameron Anderson. A good job just to go up and grab that. Katie Flynn to Rosie, back to Katie. She's going to drive, dumps it back out to Rosie. 3 on the way. Cameron Anderson, long. Alexa Anderson's there to pick it up off the floor, though. 4:50 remaining. She's going to bring it up to Rosie Flynn. Offside Katie Flynn. Now Cameron Anderson back up to Rosie Flynn. 4:38. The defensive intensity is stepped up. Free throw line jumper, essentially. Count it! And a foul as Katie Flynn gets the bucket to fall. Basket's good. Fouls on number 5, Addie Orr, her third, team's 5th. At the free throw line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play for the Red Storm is Katie Flynn, the junior from United, and she hits it. First 3 points of the quarter come from an old-fashioned three-point play, and it's 35-28 to a 7-point lead. Rask drives, counted, and a foul. I believe it's going to be Cameron Anderson going to pick up this one. It is on Cameron Anderson. Her third, team's second. Basket is good by Rask. She'll have an old-fashioned three-point play attempt now with 4:18 remaining. First free throw of one, off no good. Alexa Anderson rips it away from Rask, and back the other way it goes. A 5-point lead in the basketball for the Red Storm. Rosie Flynn takes the three. It's off no good. Rebound by Harshbarger, and then Flynn comes back and steals it away. Picks up her dribble, gets it to Katie Flynn. She's going to go across to Alexa Anderson. Now to Katie Flynn. She's going to drive, backs it back out. 3:47 remaining. A lot of contact down there. Cameron Anderson, free throw line jumper off no good. And Rosie Flynn, I believe, is going to get the nope. It's going to be on Ava Anderson, is going to pick up the foul. That's the third on the Red Storm. Anderson's second. 3:35 remaining. It's a 5-point game. Basketball and trailing. Addie Orr missed the shot. Rebound. Lexi Harshbarger can't get it to fall. Tipped around. And then they're going to call a jump ball as Rask reached around. It's going to stay with Knoxville with 3:26 remaining. Down to Hilgenberg on the inbound. A little lefty hook is good. And it's a 3-point game, 35-32. Knoxville has clawed their way back. It's as close as they've been since early in the game. A timeout, a 30-second timeout charged to the Red Storm. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining, leading by 3 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the basketball game. It was an 11-point lead in the third quarter at one point, 12 points in the first half at one point. But Knoxville Blue Bullets, with the intensity defensively, have really caused the Red Storm some issues offensively. And it has changed the tide here in quarter number 4. It's 35-32. It's a 6-point differential in scoring in favor of the Blue Bullets here in the third quarter. It was a 9-point game at the break. 2 and 4 timeouts remaining. As the Red Storm have 2, Knoxville still has 4. Knoxville's in pretty good shape as far as where the game is. They've got the fouls already taken care of, and they have plenty of timeouts. And a 5-second violation coming quickly. There it is. As Rosie Flynn could not get the ball in, and it's a turnover and a chance to tie it up or cut it to 1 for the Blue Bullets. Orr's inbounding. Hilgenberg was open for a split second. It's going to go all the way up top to Hilgenberg. And you hear him say Iowa. Lexi Harshbarger with it. She gives it off to Natalie Harshbarger. Now Hilgenberg up near the 10-foot line. And they're moving the ball. Addie Orr, 3 to tie. She does it. It's tied at 35 on a Sports Corner 3 by Addie Orr. Cameron Anderson now with the basketball. She's going to get it across half court, slow things down. It is Natalie Harshbarger guarding her, and a 5-second violation coming if she can't break the distance. She can't. They switch it off, and she's going to lose it out of bounds, and Knoxville has it back with a chance to take a lead. (35-35), 2:30 remaining. Into the corner to Orr, who just barely was able to catch it and save it before it went out of bounds. It was just about a half inch from being too high for her, but she gathered it back in. Natalie Harshbarger down to Rask. Emerson Rask going to the rack. It's off, no good. Ball tipped around, picked up by Katie Flynn. Rask is going to guard her down the court now. Leaning on her as she gets across half court. She gets it ahead to Anderson. Anderson pull-up jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound to Addie Orr. It comes back the other way, under 2 minutes remaining now. We're tied at 35 in a seventh-place game of the Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament. Girls basketball here at West Central High School. Orr's going to try to give him a three-point lead. It's just off the front of the rim, no good. It's going to go off of, no, it's saved back in by Natalie Harshbarger. Jump ball, possession to United. Both teams have had a possession with the score tied now with 1:38 remaining. The Red Storm have the basketball. Get it into Alexa Anderson. She's going to push it up the floor now. Katie Flynn just keeps Rask out of the play, behind the play. And that's going to be knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with United. It was knocked out of bounds by Addie Orr. 1:29 left in the basketball game. Katie Flynn with it. Rask is all over her pull-up. No, what a pass! And Ava Anderson's going to get the bucket to give the Red Storm a lead. The fake shot and a great bounce pass to a wide-open Ava Anderson, and it's 37-35, a two-point lead for United. 1:12 remaining in the basketball game. Right side, trouble, and they're going to call Ava Anderson for a push. And Knoxville gets bailed out on a bad pass as Lexi Harshbarger couldn't get to it. Timeout on the floor, charged to Knoxville with 1:04 remaining in the basketball game. Knoxville trails by 2. They'll have 3 timeouts remaining. So we'll set the plate for you here. 37-35, the score is correct. 2-point lead for the United Red Storm. They've led for most of the way. In fact, I think they've led the entire way. It's been tied early, and it was tied at 35. 1:04 remaining. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way. 5 fouls have already been completed or committed by the Blue Bullets. 4 fouls have been committed by the Red Storm. That means that Knoxville will be in the bonus the next foul as well. So both teams are in the bonus. 4 timeouts remain. 3 timeouts, remain for Knoxville. 2 for the Red Storm, who have the lead, but it is Knoxville basketball. Next game scheduled to start at 2:30, but we've got a long 1 minute and 4 seconds yet to come here. Here we go. Lexi Harshbarger to inbound. After the Ava Anderson foul. That was her 3rd foul, by the way. Now Tuthill gives it back to Lexi Harshbarger. On the dribble with 58 seconds remaining. Natalie Harshbarger faked it. Oh, what a fake, and in a roll. It's blocked. It was Rosie Flynn with the block. It's saved in. Addie Orr on the floor. Timeout as Addie Orr got it on the floor. Timeout called by Knoxville. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 49.2 seconds left. It'll be Knoxville basketball under their own basket. .2 seconds remain. Both teams in the bonus. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Right side of the floor, left side if you're looking at it from behind on the inbound for Knoxville after Addie Orr picked the ball up off the floor and got the timeout called, did the bench before a jump ball could be called. 2 timeouts apiece. Jump ball possession belongs to Knoxville as we get ready to go here. Addie Orr to inbound. Oh, and then Harshbarger was there, and the ball got tipped to keep her from getting an easy look at the basket. Tuthill. She's going to drive. She's got an open lane to the basket. It's blocked again by Rosie Flynn. The 2nd block in a row by Flynn. And a 2-point lead in the basketball for the Red Storm. And a foul's going to be called. Alexa Anderson's going to go to the free throw line. Addie Orr is going to pick up the foul. It's the team's 6th, I do believe, but Alexa Anderson, the junior, is going to be at the free throw line. She hit 1 of 2 earlier in the game and to open up the scoring for the Red Storm. First one is in and out, no good for Anderson. This is a big one if she can hit this one. Worst case, well, unless they foul on a three-pointer, worst case would be a tie at the other end. Second free throw is good. Just like her first appearance at the free throw line, she missed the first, hit the second. It's a 3-point lead for the Red Storm, 38-35, 27 seconds remain. Harshbarger, Hilgenberg, picked up by Ava Anderson. Now it's going to go to Tuthill. 18 seconds, make it 19.1 seconds left. A timeout on the floor charged to Knoxville. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You're watching coverage of the Lincoln Trail Conference Girls Basketball Tournament 7th place game. We'll be right back.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
And welcome back to West Central High School in Biggsville, Illinois. Mr. Chad Redding walking by the camera right there. He's here for the A-Town game coming up next here on TSSR Game Time Live. We got a good one here. It's been a lot of fun here in the fourth quarter. 19.1 seconds remain, 38-35. The Red Storm have the lead, but the Knoxville Blue Bullets have the basketball. Lexi Harshbarger to inbound again. Trying to get it into Tuthill, can't do it. Going to go back court to Hilgenberg. Now Harshbarger, 15 seconds left. 13 seconds. Up top, 3, Addie Orr! Off, no good. Rebound. Jump ball, possession to Knoxville. Katie Flynn was tied up by Lexi Harshbarger, and it's going to be Addie Orr to inbound with 8 seconds exactly on the clock. They're going to move it to the left side of the court, right side from the back side here. Inbounding is Orr. She's going to go to Natalie Harshbarger. Tuthill had a wide open 3, didn't take it. Addie Orr, 3. It's off, just no good. Lexi Harshbarger with the rebound, and that's how it's going to end. Both of those threes in the final 19.1 seconds were very close to going in, but they just couldn't get them to fall, and that's the final score. The Red Storm pick up the 7th place game win, 38-35 here at West Central High School in Biggsville, Illinois. The Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament Championship Day has its first game in the high school gym done. 7th place goes to the United Red Storm. We'll take a break. We'll be back with our next game stream in about 15 minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon.